Hey everyone, welcome to Nurse Talk. I'm Mike.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are doing a live reaction to the Pokemon Direct that happened today. We actually haven't had a chance to watch it, so we figured we'd watch it after our busy work schedules and do that live for you so you can get our reactions. Before we get right into the video, any thoughts on what you think they might be discussing? Since we know it's focused on Pokemon, any ideas what you think it could be?
Maybe some new Pokemon that they're releasing. I don't think it'll be the third legendary. I think it's a bit too soon for them to release that.
Okay.
And usually they wait for the reboot of the game to do that. But maybe they're going the Pokemon Go route of releasing some new outfits or just some cosmetic stuff. So I'm not too sure really what they can add to the game so soon because it was just released not in November, right? So
that's right.
Months ago.
So I'm thinking that it might be an announcement for a new game, probably a spin-off like I don't know, they had like Pokemon Pinball, they had Pokemon Puzzle League, they had Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, one of those like side games is what I think it's going to be about.
So more than just
then
they'll probably leave the game alone and just have some new announcement regarding Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a new game, like because it's a new year, and so like you know we have something else coming up. So while you're still playing Sword and Shield, and maybe have an announcement or an update or whatever, I think they're going to talk about a new game. But I also think they're probably going to touch base on that Pokemon Sleep. Do you remember a while ago we did that? And then it's been quiet.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the game launched, everyone's enjoying Sword and Shield. So while they could touch base on, like you said, new Pokemon, this would be the great time to be like, oh yeah, we also did that Pokemon Sleep. Here's what it is.
Was that the watch?
I think it was something to put under your pillow or something.
Possibly.
It could have been a watch, but I just remember something to do with like the actual, it works when you're sleeping and you get points. Again, they didn't elaborate other than it's a device that works when you sleep.
Yeah. Possibly. That would make sense though.
To bring it up. It's weird, unless they gave up on it.
Yeah. They're like, we didn't get the response we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that because they've been silent on it since, showing us.
Absolutely. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to find out what it is. Do you think there's any possibility of it being like, besides new Pokemon, like actual extra content for the game? Because they've never done that in any other Pokemon game before.
Like a DLC or something like that?
Something like that.
I don't think so. I don't see that being Pokemon's way.
It isn't, right?
But who knows? But
they always have a new Pokemon game.
I find it too soon. I'm kind of surprised. So it does make more sense if they are going non-Sword and Shield route.
Yes.
That makes more sense being so early after the release.
Okay.
But I'd be intrigued if they had some DLC or new content or anything other than just a new Pokemon or two here and there or whatever.
So I just got a thought. There was a big uproar and people getting upset about the fact that there wasn't a national dex after you beat the game and having all the Pokemon. Yeah. What if there is, okay, we're adding it to the game?
That would be
a nice thing because people already bought the game, or if they haven't, here's a reason to buy the game, and then it's like it's coming in an update or something.
And you can transfer your other Pokemon from other games, so if you have that national Pokédex, it'll all add up instead of being question marks for the number.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's all we need to do as far as what we think it's going to be about, as far as speculation is concerned. So let's dive right in, and we'll see what this is about.
Welcome to the Pokemon Direct. I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. In today's broadcast,
funny how his office reminds me of Sakurai and like some of the other guys who've done their directs.
Let's get started with the first topic.
Reggie just in the little office.
The following footage.
Okay, wait. Ruby and Sapphire remake. Mystery Dungeon. Where you are the actual Pokemon. Oh,
remake of.
But that's a different art style, like a cell shaded kind of thing. Yeah, so it's
Pokemon Dungeon. Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
Okay. Interesting art style.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like hand drawn almost, or colored, you know?
Yeah, I like it. It's different.
Yeah. It's a crayon. Like a team. You go in.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
You go in.
Thing. intrigued
It's
by
been
that.
about 15 years since Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue
This is
Rescue
the
Team
original
And
one.
Blue
were
Rescue.
released
Yeah,
for
they had a red and
Nintendo
blue
DS
one.
and Game Boy
fancy.
Advance systems in Japan. But now they will gain a new life as a Nintendo Switch title. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX
Deluxe.
will be released March 6, 2020.
So it's basically new graphics, but it's probably the same story.
Storyline,
Yeah.
What's more, we'll release a demo version on Nintendo eShop, available later today.
Okay,
over
so
your
they
save
get
data.
that down.
You'll be able to
Play it,
carry over your
and then
save
if you
data
like
to
the
the
game,
full
you can
version
continue.
of the game once
I like that
purchased.
though. They did that with some of the
Please take this
Pokemon games where you
opportunity
could play the
to get a
demo and
sample
then if
of
you
the
bought
flavor.
it, everything carried over.
Now, for the other topic, I think we'll ask Game Freak to share it with you. Mr. Masuda, Mr. Omori, it's all yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Masuda from Game Freak.
Hello, and I'm Amori, also from Game Freak.
We hope everyone has been finding something to enjoy in the latest entries to the
Reddish hair,
Pokemon
right?
series.
He's got bluish
Pokemon
hair.
Sword and
Huh?
Pokemon Shield since their
Wolverine
release
does
last
some
November.
potential.
Does look like.
Our goal is always to deliver lively new adventures that delight Pokemon trainers around the world.
We did our best to
Sword
fill
and
these
Shield
titles
is
with fun
related.
activities so that our players could have a fulfilling experience.
You finished the game,
And the
man?
Galar
Oh.
region is a vast one. We suspect you've had many new discoveries and fun encounters along your adventure. We've been thinking about how much we'd like it if everyone's Pokemon adventures could go on even longer, with more to dig into and new discoveries to explore. We've been working on plans for some time, in fact. This is why we at Game Freak are now developing the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass.
DLC.
So
So it's
they're
the
doing
first,
Downloadable
expansion
expansions for the
for
Pokemon Sword and
Pokemon.
Pokemon Shield games that will be
So it's
available for purchase from
the first
Nintendo
DLC
eShop.
for Pokemon. Right?
Wow, I'm kind of surprised.
Like
they're gonna
2
split
months
it up.
later?
Sometimes
Yeah.
released new titles set in the same region as previous games, such as Pokemon Platinum version or Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon.
So is this a version of the?
This expansion pass will be different from those games. You'll be able to set out on new adventures using the save data you're already playing
As
with.
opposed to when you get the new game, you start from scratch.
Yeah.
Right? Is it a new story?
We're in the thick of development now, but we've prepared some footage for you so you'll be able to at least get a feeling for what new experiences
If you
await.
get the expansion pack, if you have Sword, you get the expansion pack for Sword. It gives you the Shield
Pokemon?
without having to buy
Let's have a
Shield
look.
and vice versa. Because you still get the new story, but you get the other Pokemon. Maybe that's how they get all of it in one game.
Possibly. Wow.
And
Perfect.
with Fletchling.
Yeah.
Looks like a new region, a new area of the land.
Yeah.
Islands and stuff. Ooh, a new
Different
Slowpoke.
Slowpoke.
Ooh, a new evolution. They hinted at it.
New gym.
Or just a new version of his Slowking. Leaders?
Like new outfits.
Or is
too?
that your new character? No, it's not your new character.
Oh,
it's
look,
new
you, so you can customize her
Oh,
hair
okay.
and outfit.
Nice.
Time. So they are doing a little bit of everything.
Okay. Are they going to add the National Dex to the expansion? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because they're working on it, so it's like, oh, we have time to add it. Makes you wonder if they had more time to delay the game a year, they would probably have all this stuff in it, but they didn't. So they said, let's release it and let's add an expansion and
Yeah.
add more stuff.
Wow,
New
different-
Venusaur, new Blastoise.
Blast-
Is that fire on his back? Is that like a volcano?
It looks like a volcano.
That's sweet. Ooh, new Mega Evolutions of them? Or new moves? Isle of Armor. Sword, Shield, and
So
Armor.
maybe they,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Where
this
is
is
it
going to be.
located? Nice. Okay. Two areas? Isle of Armor and Isle of...
Huh.
It looks like a pretty beefy
Expedition.
expansion.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna pay $20, but you're getting like or maybe it'll be $40, you're getting a full game for it, or $50 for a full game.
Ooh, different legendaries.
Look at that. Bring in space again. I want you to see the new Slow King.
So different expansion for each one.
Oh,
You'll be
the
able to
legendary
get-
birds. New versions of Moltres
Wow.
and Articuno and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So the original Zapdos. Wow, look at that. That's pretty dope.
I wonder which game that's on. I'm interested in that one.
This is the. You think it's one or the other? It's not like the expansion pack.
Yeah, I think there's an expansion
Crown
for
Tundra.
each. So there's probably an expansion for each one.
Mm. Or two. No,
Or
there's
two.
two DLCs.
If you have the one game, you can get both, I guess.
Yeah. So like, if you have Sword, you buy the
Are they gonna
expansion packs for
announce a
Sword.
third
Ooh,
Pokemon?
Not actual game footage.
The legendary?
Must be. It looks like a new dog. He's wearing armor. Samurai, Kung Fu. Yeah, definitely the part blue and red of the wolf. Two versions of him. Or is it a new evolution for the
possibly.
Zamazenta and they transform into this fighting armor thing? Very Japanese samurai. Rabbit? Grass rabbit. Man? That's the legendary?
What did you think of this first look? The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass will be composed of the Isle of Armor, planned to be released June 2020.
Okay, so you don't buy both.
And the
Like,
Crown
they're
Tundra.
both the exact same thing.
Available
You
for
just pick
both.
a expansion pass depending on
Yeah.
the version you have. If you have both versions, just
If
pick
you
one.
buy the Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, you'll be able to enjoy both as they're released.
Spreading it out too to give
Each
more.
part offers a
You
different
gotta
adventure.
have more like national decks. If they're doing two of these big things, they have a
You'll
lot of
be
time
able
to add it in.
visit unseen areas of the Galar region and meet new people and Pokemon that live there. There are two versions of the expansion pass, one for Pokemon Sword and one for Pokemon Shield. Different Pokemon will appear in the different versions, and you'll also run into some different people and places. We're hoping players can continue.
So again, does
with
that
the
mean that
classic
if you have
Pokemon
Shield,
experience of
and you get the
trading
expansion
with
pack,
one
do you get the
another
missing
and
ones
working
from
together?
Sword and vice versa, or is it brand
Probably
new
not.
ones that are
Probably
separate?
brand new
They want you to buy it
ones
twice.
separate, so you gotta
Buy both games
double
and buy
dip.
both expansion
Yeah.
packs. Jeez.
Mr. Tani?
I'm a little just. I feel like they held back on the release. I wasn't hooked onto this game as much.
Hello.
If they
I'm
had this
Tani
from the
from Game
get-go,
Freak.
Yeah.
would you be more hooked on it?
Yes.
I'm working as the director for the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass.
I feel like they did that
Pokemon
on
Shield
purpose.
Expansion Pass.
And then in order to get you to pay for it, they'll say, oh, by the way, it also comes with national decks. Oh, okay, I'll pay for that.
So today, we'd like to show
Yeah,
off
so
some
then
designs
that's
and
the dog,
concept
and then
art
that's
to
the
help
bunny.
introduce you to
See
these
the
Yeah.
ears? Those are two new legendaries.
Your adventures in Galar are getting
Although weird
even
that they're all
bigger.
dogs, and then there's a bunny.
First, let us introduce the Isle of Armor, which focuses on the theme of growth. Take a look.
The next destination in your adventure is a giant island off the shores of the Galar region known as the Isle of Armor. This island is full of beautiful nature. You'll find beaches, bogs, forests, caves, and dunes. And of course, you'll find Pokemon that you couldn't previously find in Galar dwelling there too. There's a dojo for Pokemon battles on this island. And you'll take up an apprenticeship under the Pokemon trainer who runs it. This is Mustard, who will become your mentor.
He's dressed
He's
in
also
green.
the mentor
Yeah.
of Champion Leon, who you probably know quite well. In fact, Mustard has occupied the seat of champion himself in the past. You'll also encounter new rivals among your fellow apprentices. When playing with the Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass, you'll be training with Clara, who is a Poison-type user. When playing with the Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, you will be training with Avery, who is a Psychic-type user. They're both training hard so they can someday have a gym
They
and
do like
stadium
weaknesses.
to call their own.
Strong against like digging.
Next, we'd like to introduce the legendary Pokemon that will be central to the story. Cubfu. It's a fighting-type
It was completely
Pokemon that
different.
strives to become stronger with single-minded dedication. As you progress through your training, Mustard will entrust you with this Pokemon. Once you complete
This is
your
not
training
legendary.
together
And then-
with Cubfu,
yeah, did they say
you will
legendary?
be able to evolve into Urshifu. Urshifu is a Pokemon with two distinct styles. There is Single Strike Style, a fighting and dark type style that delivers a single strike at blinding speed. There is also Rapid Strike Style,
More,
a
but
fighting
less
and
death.
water type style that focuses on unleashing a torrent of rapid strikes. What's more, it's been revealed that Urshifu has a Gigantamax form.
Of course.
Each style will have a different appearance, as well as a different G-Max move. You'll be able to evolve your Kubfu into an Urshifu in one of these two styles, Single Strike Style or Rapid Strike Style, during your adventure. Urshifu is a powerful Pokemon with a brand new ability, and it also has a new move for each of its two styles. Once you've completed your training, bring it with you for some online battles or official competitions.
Knock them on.
We also want to talk about Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, final evolutions of the first 3 Pokemon you team up with in the Galar region. During your adventure in the Isle of Armor, these special partners in your teams will be able to Gigantamax. You can look forward to seeing their new forms and new G-Max moves. And as you can see here, we've got even more in the works to make sure your journey is as smooth and fun as possible.
Pokeballs?
There are new fashion items, and you'll even be able to obtain new looks for your bike. We hope you'll look forward to the new experiences coming.
What?
in the
Fire
Isle of
Blasters,
Armor.
that's crazy. Water fire, that's... What's Venusaur? Plant and bug or plant and
Next,
flying or
I'd like to
something that's like
discuss the
opposite
Crown
of bug?
Tundra, the second area, which has a
Say
theme
about the
of
birds and
exploration.
the legend.
I'm going to show you the information we have at the moment.
This expansion is set in the snow-swept realm of the Crown Tundra. Take a look for yourself at the beautiful scenery of this shining, silvery landscape. As it turns out, the Isle of Armor isn't the
Love how quickly
only
they did
uncharted
Mystery
area
Dungeon.
waiting
Out of the
for
way.
you all in the Galar region.
Yeah. Here's
In
the
this
quick
frigid
announcement,
area,
and then this.
with its towering winter mountains, people live in small communities that support and rely on each other. Much like on the Isle of Armor, you'll be able to find Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. Fitting right in with this area's theme of exploration, there will be plenty for you to uncover. You might find a strange temple where you least expect it, or maybe spy a mysterious giant tree growing in a place it doesn't seem to belong.
That's all like a
A certain
the part.
person
They're not-
will appoint you as the leader of their exploration team in the Crown Tundra. You can gear up for adventure, and then head out to explore blizzard-swept fields and even deep inside Pokemon dens, which you could only previously get a glimpse of during max raid battles. Next, we'd like to introduce Calyrex, the legendary Pokemon you'll discover during your adventure. Legends say this Pokemon once ruled over a part of Galar that included the Crown Tundra. It's characterized by its graceful,
really weird
regal movements.
combination. Very unique.
Get ready to experience a
It's like
never-before-told
Inquire.
story about the mysteries of Calyrex. The Crown Tundra will have a new form of co-op play as
Cool.
well. This will allow you and friends to enter and explore Pokemon dens that exist underground in the
Did the
Crown
original game
Tundra.
have co-op or is it just battles?
Deep inside the dens, you may see
Actually,
legendary
co-op for
Sword and
Pokemon
Shield?
from past games
So
Dynamaxing.
they
before
have
your
like the
eyes.
raid type.
That's
You'll
it.
be able
It's
to
not like
meet and
actual,
make
like,
allies
this seems like
with
you're
all
actually
kinds
going
of
on the journey.
legendary Pokemon during your adventures in the Crown
Wow.
Tundra.
All
Including
legendary.
ones you'll be able to catch through this
Good
co-op
job.
play. It also appears that some brand new legendary Pokemon are also waiting to be found somewhere in this
Wow.
land.
Remakes of.
And combined with the Isle of Armor, dozens of new clothing items will be added. Plus, there will be new battles waiting for you to challenge once you complete your entire game, including the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. We can't go into the details of everything, but we're working on planning and developing new ways to enjoy Pokemon even as we speak. The Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra areas themselves are actually two key examples of the things we're working on. Both areas are in fact seamless
examples.
maps,
Does that
much
mean
like
there's
the
more?
wild
There's gotta be
area
more
you can already
expansions.
experience in the Galar region, where players are able to move around freely and control the camera. Of course, you'll be able to connect with other trainers and play with them too. There will be Pokemon dens as well, and you'll be able to engage in max raid battles against Pokemon that haven't previously appeared in the Galar region.
I'm having it.
There's more to see and do on the
Pokemon.
Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra than there was even in the wild area.
More Pokemon. Oh, there.
We'll bring you more information about them in future news reports, so please stay tuned.
Probably means there's adding all.
Yeah. Like
Be
all
an
the old ones,
expansion.
yeah.
What did you think?
We at Game Freak are all working hard to bring you new content, so you can spend more time having fun in the Galar region. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come.
Thank you, Mr. Tani. On the Isle of Armor and in the Crown Tundra, you'll see some familiar Pokemon that didn't appear in the Galar region before. There will be more than 200 Pokemon species that appear in these areas, and you can add to your team, including the legendary Pokemon mentioned before.
Additionally, we'll be distributing free updates for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that will coincide with the releases of the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. These updates will allow people who don't have the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion pass to obtain the Pokemon that appear on the Isle of Armor.
So if you bought it, now the game, you could trade all the new stuff, and I'd have the new Pokemon. I wouldn't get to experience the adventure, but still get the Pokemon.
Bring over Pokemon to their games from the cloud service Pokemon Home, as long as the Pokemon appear in the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield expansion packs. Pokemon Home is planned to launch in February 2020.
This is the new Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
Right.
We intend to release even more details before then, so please wait just a little bit longer.
Finally, we have some more news for our Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield players. Starting today, it seems like you're more likely to run into Gigantamax Colossal, Gigantamax Lapras, and Gigantamax Flapple or Gigantamax Appleton in max raid battles in the wild area. Face these powerful Pokemon with your friends. There will also be a software update going live available later today. Once you've received the update, head to Wedgehurst Station. In Pokemon Sword, you'll encounter Clara, while in Pokemon Shield, you'll run into Adriel. You'll also encounter a Galarian Slowpoke that's wandered in from the Isle of Armor. You can try to catch it and add it to your team. Galarian Slowpoke can evolve into Galarian Slowbro if you use an item that can be found on the Isle of Armor, or into Galarian Slowking if you use an item that can be found in the Crown Tundra.
Yeah, one evolution.
Don't forget to
They
check
get
it out.
by both. Yeah. He's
What did you think? Today, we've finally been able to show you some of what we at Game Freak are hoping to achieve going forward. We hope we've been able to get you excited for the continuing adventures waiting for you in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. Each part offers a different adventure.
We're surrendering.
We'll do our best to fill it to the
To the
brim
highlight.
with adventures like you've never experienced before.
Whether you're just starting with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, or you've done everything there is to do, we'll do our best to develop something that everyone can enjoy. Stay tuned for more updates in the future.
No more.
My thanks to everyone from Game Freak. The Pokemon Sword Expansion Pass and Pokemon Shield Expansion Pass, which contains both the Isle of Armor
I guess
and
it's going to
the
depend on
Crown
what big
Tundra,
games Nintendo's
will be
announcing.
available for pre-purchase on Nintendo
$30
eShop later
for
today.
each. So $60. So it's basically for both. It's like a
And
brand
your
new
game.
game.
You'll also be able to access Nintendo eShop directly from the Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield menu once you install the latest update for your game. As a special purchase bonus, we've also prepared some clothing items that can be used starting today. Pokemon will continue to try new things in 2020 to bring fun and joy to people around the world. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, Ishara. Yay.
Welcome to the Pokemon.
Cool. All right. So we got all the information. Very, very interesting direct. I thought there was going to be a lot more stuff focused on, another game. Which there was. There was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
But it was all Sword and Shield stuff. And there was quite a lot of stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
I like that they're investing heavily into the game. I haven't played it yet, obviously, but it's, from my understanding, it's still a full game. You have your 8 gyms or whatever the total number is. I think there's an extra 1 or 2 or something like that in there. And you have all your Pokemon, and you have their full game experience. And now they're adding 2 expansions, which seem to be the equivalent, based on the price, of a whole brand new expansion.
Yeah.
Like if you were to buy a 3rd game.
Yeah.
which is cool. And then you get to continue. So all your Pokemon that you level up, you don't have to start again. You could carry them on, which is nice. I like that aspect of having to start from scratch. And then you can keep leveling up or grab the new Pokemon and kind of keep going. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you're a bigger fan than me. What's your thoughts on it?
The Sword and Shield has not caught my attention the way other games have. I feel like it took a step back from, you know, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, where you could, you know, I thought they would, you know, incorporate the mechanics of it and try and update it. Since they're on the Switch, not doing
doesn't
the
the
DS
Pokeball
anymore.
Plus work with it?
The Pokeball Plus, I don't believe works with.
You just
Sword
for
Shield.
taking the.
You're just
Pokemon
using
out.
the buttons, just like a DS.
Okay, because I know that to get Mew, you in the new game you also need to use the Pokeball Blast, the same as it was in Let's Go Eevee. If you use the Pokeball Blast in the game, that's how you transfer Mew into the Sword and Shield.
Oh, possibly. I'm not too sure.
So
So I
there's
haven't
a
played.
connection,
I don't
but I
have
guess-
I don't have the Pokeball, but
Okay.
I thought you could use, you know, the Joy-Cons to throw a ball or do things
In
like that.
Let's Go, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
But in this Sword and Shield, I found that it just wasn't. See, I think they had this ready, at least in one expansion at Go Time, and that they are purposely pushing it to get more money out of it. This is their version of loot boxing.
Okay.
Spread it out now and have more expansions and just leak out little bits and bits instead of, you know, releasing a full game where you have all the features that you could have, you know, full Pokédex, Pokemon Home being ready to go so you can, you know, import your Pokemon from day one that you've collected from other games. Things like that. I just feel like they either weren't prepared or they're trying to hold back on purpose to try and get more money and get you to, you know, sign up for different features and just, you know, push it back and get more money out of you, which I kind of don't like.
So would you change your mind on the idea if both of these expansions were developed, released as Sword and Shield 2, like Black 2, White 2, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, if they repackaged it and said, same thing, you know, you have exclusive trainers in each version, you have new regions, obviously, there's new Pokemon being introduced plus your old ones, a new story, but if they slapped the 2 on it and sold it as a physical product, would that change your mind?
No, it's too soon. I think all this is just too soon. It feels fishy and feels too, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it.
No, this
thinking that
is
it's a
what it's
bad
about.
feeling, but
It's sharing what our
I have a
opinions are.
bad feeling out of it because how could you produce this so quickly after releasing the game? You obviously had it almost ready or ready to go and knew what you were going to do before even releasing the game. So, you know, it's not like you came up front saying, no, this is the game, but there's going to be more soon. We have more expansions that we're working on or something like that. They didn't tell anyone when they were purchasing the games that there's going to be more different features and kind of being sneaky.
And the lack of the national decks made people upset, and then they quickly swept that under the rug, saying stuff about balancing and other stuff. But then we say they are adding new Pokemon to the expansions.
Yeah.
And they didn't say the national dex is back, but they also didn't say that it's not coming. And now we see mysteriously in February, Pokemon Home is officially going to be compatible, where you can transfer. It shows transferring Pokemon into it. Does that mean it's going to slowly open up as you pay for these expansions to have the national decks? They just,
for sure.
They just wanted to monetize that.
They're just leaking and monetizing. I think for sure that's what's happening. Because really what they're releasing is 4, 5 new Pokemon. All the other ones are reskinned, redesigned,
that we're aware of,
small
yes.
changes, or bringing Pokemon that aren't in the game right now that have been in other games that are easy to
Correct.
pretty
Galarian
much
forms
transfer.
Galarian forms.
Yeah.
So we have the Slowpoke, we have the new legendary birds,
Yeah,
which
and-
are
and
reskin or new versions.
Blastoise, Venusaur.
Yep.
It's
And
just reskin kind of thing.
Yes. Yep.
And only the 2, 3, 4 new Pokemon.
They have the Kung Fu Dog thing.
So that's 3 there. with
You have the bunny.
Yeah.
You have those are the 2
And
legendaries for each expansion.
Yeah.
And then you have the new gigantic forms of the starters.
Yeah.
But that's just a new form, which is not something you stay. You use the move and then you get turned back to normal, right? So it's not even like a new evolution.
So I think the 3rd evolution is just being released with these expansions
For the starters?
for the starters.
Are you sure? I think that they're already in the base game. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that they're in there.
Possibly.
But either way, yeah.
I feel like it's their way of monetizing on every bit that they can,
Mm-hmm.
but charging for a full game when I don't feel like it's as full as it could have been when they released it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
And then having $30 US per expansion is
the cost of a brand new game.
Yeah, is a bit much.
And if you want all the versions and trainers, you have to buy it twice.
Yeah,
Again.
exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting way of doing it. Like, it would be cool if it's like you buy the expansion. If you own both copies, then the expansion will unlock for the second copy. If they did something like that, then it wouldn't seem as expensive. You know, it's like I'm paying a full price for a full game, but just like if you had both versions and they released a new version, like Platinum, because they reference Platinum and they Emerald and on those third versions,
Exactly.
it was
Ultra
like,
Sun, Ultra Moon, all
it's
those things.
one other game that is a new story. Doesn't matter if you had Sword or Shield, or Black or White, or whatever the two versions were. The third version is sort of an amalgamation of the Pokemon in each with a new story or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so they reference that, thinking, okay, you know, again, you're going to get both same regions on either expansion, same as the new game, but there are differences that you have to buy twice to experience everything. Whereas if you were to go buy a physical card, you just buy one physical card to experience everything. So
Yeah.
they could have done, if you have a copy or a save file, whatever, of both physical games or both digital games of Sword and Shield on your system, when you buy the expansion pass for one, the second one's automatically unlocked. Then you only have to buy it once.
Exactly.
And then it would give incentive for someone to say, you know what, I only have Sword, I'll buy Shield, and then I get both expansions for essentially half the price.
Yeah.
And then they could
more
potentially get someone to
worthwhile.
buy another physical copy of the game. So I think that they could have done that, because the development time on the main story is not changing. It's literally just, we're doing 2 different trainers instead of 1, and so different dialogue options for each, and therefore maybe a new Pokemon with each new trainer potentially. But that's not a lot of development time. Like, they could have put 2 Pokemon in one game. It's not, you know, the majority of the content's the exact same. So I don't think that constitutes on requiring a whole double payment.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Unless, it did say each. Unless it meant $30 each for the Sword expansion and the Shield expansion, but then both versions come in the $30. I don't think so. I think it's $30 for
per
one
expansion. Yeah. And then it's just something different that I'm surprised Pokemon's doing. They've never gone this route before, and I would assume that they're still going to do a third reboot game like Shield Max or whatever.
You think so? Like in another year down the road?
Yeah, like another year they're going to do it.
That would be interesting if they decide to go that route. I'm just going to hop online just to check the expansions and see if it, for the $30 it includes both, or it includes one and then you buy the second, because I'm assuming you can pre-order right now.
Yeah.
Just to see exactly how it's broken down. Now, if it does turn out that it's $30 and you get both packs for $30,
that's much better.
Then that would be more realistic.
Yes.
And then it's basically $60 for both versions of.
Yeah, which would be more acceptable. But the way that I was looking at it and reading it, it sounded like it was $30 per expansion if you wanted it for both expansions.
Yeah, so you're paying $60.
Yeah.
So here's expansion pass. Let's go here. So Canadian,
So
$37.79.
yeah, so $38
And
almost.
it comes with both. It comes with both.
Okay, well.
So that's not too bad then.
Okay, I'm
so
more...
$37 Canadian, you get both. So it's basically $15 and change. 17, 7 is 14. So it's about $17 a piece, give or take.
Okay, it's a bundle.
That's not too bad. You get both.
Yeah. Okay, so that's I'm happier with that.
So when it said each, it meant $30 for the Sword expansion and $30 for the Shield expansion, $60 for both. But if you just have one game, $30 gets you, supposedly, at least they're advertising it as another full game's worth of content, even though really it's 2 new sections,
It's just 2
one new
areas.
trainer that we're aware of, and then 2 new legendaries, or 2 new Pokemon. We don't know if they're both legendaries.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the bunny one was a legendary, they said.
Yes.
The dog one, I don't know
think
if
it's just a new
Pokemon.
Pokemon
And then we
monster.
know the 3 legendary birds, new forms of Venusaur, Blastoise, etc., etc.
I wonder if Charizard will have a new...
Well,
form.
they did show him in the trailer. It looks like he already had a Galarian form, or at least a Gigantamax form.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'd be
not
interesting
Galarian.
to see.
But that makes it seem more
that's
reasonable.
more acceptable than... I still think that they were holding back on purpose on some things from the original game.
The bundle with the expansion pass 170
Okay, so you get one game and the expansion
together
for 117 and change.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not as bad. I'm sure they'll get a bunch of people to sign on for that.
So it sounds more reasonable. So at
Yeah.
least we can say that for those who haven't jumped online, it's $37 for both expansions. So that's not too bad in regards to the price point. And at $15 a pop, I'm thinking of like Super Smash Brothers. I paid $20 for the Fighters Pass and got 5 characters. That's about $4 and change per character. That's a phenomenal price.
Yes. Definitely.
Now it is just a character. It's a stage and some tracks. This is a full blown story. So I mean, there's going to be a different value there. But then even going back to Mario Kart on Wii U, when you bought the DLC, if I remember correctly, it was something ridiculous, like $9 for the expansion, for each expansion, or like 15 or $12 for both, or something. It was really low, and you basically got 4 new tracks with each, so 8 new tracks plus 1, 2, 3, 4 new characters, I think it was, plus alternate. Like, you got a lot of stuff for it. I'm like, that was a low price. I guess they were testing the waters with DLC, and now they're okay. We can probably charge more for what we're giving.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll announce more for the second expansion.
But they did say the exact. They talked about more to come. They talked about these are the examples we're showing you, and they talked about 2.
Because it sounds like they're still in deep development for the second one that comes out in fall 2020.
Right, which makes you wonder that, okay, for $30 they might say, okay, here's another 2 for another $30, and there's your full price, and you're getting 4 expansions for the $60 or whatever it ends up being. Which I don't know, would that be worth it at that point? Potentially, I guess if someone buys the first pack and it really likes what they get, and say, oh, I'll pay another $30 for more. Yeah. So
it's a different route that Pokemon is taking for sure. They've never gone expansion routes the same kind of way. They've more just gone, here's a new version of the 2 games. But it'll be interesting, something new on the Switch. Try some new stuff. I'm hoping they can kind of, bring the National Dex, bring more motion sensor into it if you want. You can choose to either do, old school controls, original, or have the actual interaction with it. I think the kids would like that a lot more. I'd like to see that into there. The trading is good, so no matter if I get the expansion or not, if I know someone who does have it, we can still trade that way. So I'm happy they did that. I'm intrigued to see how much this home feature is going to be. If it's more than what Pokédex or Pokébank was.
I'm trying to remember what the cost was. It wasn't like
Pokébank
$3 a month or something like that.
Yeah, it ended up
$20 for the year or $15 for the year or something like that.
So it was doable for sure. It wasn't.
But this is
crazy.
Switch. This is a lot more Pokemon. This is a lot more game support and Pokemon. So here's the question: Pokemon Home is going to be its own subscription service. Will you require the online subscription to use it? Like, would you have to buy both in tandem? Because then it'll be more expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
and what if you have the bank right now? Does it carry over until renewal, or I'd like to see how
assume
that,
it does.
Do you get a discount for being a legend, like a legacy member or something? So I'll be intrigued in February to see
how it works.
More information about the home. But I was kind of hoping that would be ready earlier.
Well, this leads me to believe if they did a Pokemon Direct this early in January, my prediction still stands that I think that Nintendo's going to do a Nintendo Direct, which is everything that's coming 2020 Direct. Start the year off in January. We talked about the Smash stuff in February, the new Last Fighter, and they can probably say, "Oh, in February, Pokemon Home. Let's talk about that." And it's all in this 40-minute direct or half-an-hour direct.
Yeah,
and they can spend 6 minutes or 5 minutes.
I bet they'll even talk about the expansions again, saying, "In case you didn't see this, here's the expansion."
Absolutely,
have a little blurb on that as well, and the dungeon. They'll bring all that stuff up because that's March, right? Release date?
I think so.
Sometime in March. So
again,
they have a lot coming
new
up.
Direct coming to talk about all that stuff and new announcements.
New game, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm sure Nintendo will announce something shortly.
Okay.
But we'll see when their direct is. I'm intrigued. I really want to watch that and see what they have upcoming in 2020.
Yes. Before I spend money, it's like, should I spend it on the expansion or should I wait in case?
Yeah. What else is coming out? What else? Yeah.
But based on the fact that we got the price straightened out, do you think this is something you see yourself buying, or do you think you're going to wait for if there is ever a discount? Because they have had discounts on. Well, I mean, just right now there's a New Year's sale right now, 30% off select titles on actual Nintendo games, which are very rare. You get them like 30% off, 40% off.
Yeah.
But like, and no, it's not Nintendo, but Ubisoft's Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is on like 75% off right now. Even the expansion pass, and that's when I bought it. I was like, I'm buying the expansion pass on sale, and I bought the Donkey Kong. I haven't played it yet, but that's on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Because it was on sale. So Pokemon rarely goes on sale, but a year down the road, a new game and a new version comes out, or 2 years down the road, the new version comes out, they might put this on sale. Do you see that this at the price jumping in, or waiting for a sale, or what do you think?
I'll wait for now.
Okay.
Try and get some more info on it.
I mean, you have till June.
Play
before
the
it
game
gets-
again, see if I can get back into it. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
at the time I was, busy and into other stuff. But you know what? Maybe I'll have to give the game a go again at the original, and then see if I enjoy it, and then purchasing the expansion. And at that price, it's a lot easier to swallow.
Yes.
Just under $40.
And you're talking June, so you basically have a good 5 months, 5.5 months to get, if you want to pay for it right before it launches, and then the second one's already paid for because it's already included in the price.
So I like that it is not it's not 30 US each.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the 2 expansions, the bundle.
Yeah.
It's a lot smarter on Pokemon side.
Absolutely.
How about yourself? Are you interested in picking up the game at all? Or
Well,
just waiting?
I've been had a small itch for Pokemon as of late, just because I finished a lot of my gaming backlog of Star Wars and got through Luigi's Mansion, and I'm still doing Smash every now and again, and trying to go through some indie games for our channel and get some reviews done. But I think that I was looking at Nintendo, what major releases are coming up, and the next big thing is Animal Crossing, which hasn't really been my thing. So yeah, what am I gonna fill in that gap at that time? I was kind of thinking about Pokemon. I was thinking about going back to Let's Go and finishing that.
Oh, yes.
Because I finished Red and Blue back in the day, but I haven't finished Let's Go. So I was like, I could jump back into that, or do I just go in and redo Breath of the Wild to kind of get ready for that game in the next year or two, or what do I want to do? So yeah, having that lull on the Nintendo from a first party standpoint, not from a third party standpoint, it's kind of made me think about that and be like, I could go for a Pokemon game. I don't have anything else going on right now. On PlayStation and Xbox, there's a couple third-party games that I'm still trying to get through, but other than that, I have definitely more time in my gaming portfolio. So
Nice.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens, though.
Excellent.
Cool. Well, there you have it, folks. That was our live reaction to the Pokemon Direct today on January 9th. But what did you think? Were any of these discussions, was any of these shocking to you? Is this what you expected the Direct to be about?
Did you think there's going to be so much about Sword and Shield already? New content and expansions?
Absolutely. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree? Are you happy with the price point after we found out exactly what it was?
Yeah.
Are you happy with what you're getting for the price? Are you hoping for National Dex? Are you hoping that there's more to come with this? Or are you upset at what they're doing with these expansions with Pokemon, because it's the first for the Pokemon company to do this? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Please, to support us, please subscribe to our channel. We'll leave a button for you right there. And of course, as always, folks, stay nerdy.